What do you think of when you hear the words pro-choice? Many confuse this with the term pro-abortion. Hillary Clinton once said, "I have met thousands and thousands of people that are pro-choice. I have never met anyone who is pro-abortion." As many of you know, Hillary Clinton is a powerful advocate for women's rights. She, along with many educated people, agree there is a clear difference between pro-choice and pro-abortion. Despite the different views on abortion, there is one common denominator. Abortion is physically and mentally taxing. No woman wants to endure the procedure prior to becoming pregnant. But every woman should have the right to control her life and her future. Abortion should be legal for many reasons, including every child should come into the world loved, wanted, and cared for. Women should have the right to make decisions concerning their bodies and their future. And finally, to reduce the risk of illegitimate abortions. If pro-life and pro-choice supporters can agree on one thing, it is that every child should come into the world loved, wanted, and cared for. This is not the case for many babies. The CDC reports for every 1,000 pregnancies, 14.6 of those were abortions. Those hundreds and hundreds of babies that were aborted would have been born into a family who was unable to take care of them or simply did not have the capacity to mother and care for the child. Jocelyn Elders, the first American Surgeon General in the United States and the Vice Admiral in the Public Health Service Commission Corps, once said, "We really need to get over this love affair with the fetus and start worrying about the children." The thought-provoking and possibly controversial statement can be supported with the significant statistics pointing to the well-being of the children of this nation. According to the Georgia Department of Human Resources, there are currently 7,000 children in foster care in Georgia alone. Many of these children were born into bad situations, at no fault of their own. Without abortion as an option, more children will be placed in foster care. As a terrified 17-year-old high school student, I, along with many other teenage girls, was not financially able to take care of a child. Without the support from my family, I would not have been able to keep or have my son. I am one of the few lucky young mothers. From the babysitter, the free babysitters, to simple things like money for food and gas in my car, I was able to graduate high school and am now working towards a nursing degree in college. Unfortunately, this kind of story is rare. Most teens that get pregnant will not be able to graduate high school, let alone get a job that will pay enough to take proper care of a baby. To endure the excruciating pain of the procedure and the lifelong emotional scars that abortion leaves behind is not only brave, but selfless. Every woman should have the ability to choose to have an abortion and have complete control over her body. In the famous Supreme Court ruling, Roe v. Wade, Sarah Weddington states, "A pregnancy to a woman is perhaps one of the most determinative aspects of her life. It disrupts her body, it disrupts her education, it disrupts her employment, and often disrupts her entire family life. Because of the huge impact on a woman's life, she should have the choice and the ability to make the decision. The 14th Amendment protects a woman's freedom of personal choice in family matters and supports the right to terminate her pregnancy. It is therefore unethical to ban abortion because doing so would deny the freedom of choice. The British Broadcasting Company states that the women's liberation movement regards the right to control one's own body as a key moral right, and one that women can only achieve if they are able to abort an unwanted fetus. By taking away a woman's right to abortion, the government would be inhibiting the human right to own his or her own body. While a woman should have control over her body, if the law changed, dangerous and illegitimate abortions would occur. Abortion, like any other medical procedure, has its risks, but it's relatively safe when the woman has proper medical attention. Prior to Roe v. Wade, more than 5,000 women died annually in the United States from illegal and unsafe abortions. Because abortion is legal and can be practiced by a qualified doctor, the risk to the woman's life is significantly less, at 0.6 deaths per 100,000. According to StayTeen.org, 700,000 teenage pregnancies occur each year. While abstinence and contraceptive education is important and necessary, as history shows, teen pregnancy is inevitable. As I conclude, abortion should remain legal for a number of reasons, including the fact that every child should come into the world loved, wanted, and cared for. A woman should have control over her own body and her future. And finally, illegal and unsafe abortions will occur if it becomes illegal, and more women will die from complications.